Hey Steve, saw the video on Monday, and at the end you asked a few questions, and so I've been thinking about those questions. So what are the things that feel fruitless? Probably a lot of things. Work. My prayer life definitely can feel pretty fruitless sometimes. With my prayer life, it can be really easy just to give up. I get frustrated because I feel like maybe I'm not feeling anything, like maybe I'm not talking to anybody, maybe I'm just kind of praying to the wall. I think that can feel really fruitless at work, especially kind of work in my therapy practice. I don't know that people are getting anything out of it, and that feels really hard because it definitely, people come wanting some help, and I want to help. Even in parenting, right? When tantrums happen, it's like, it feels like, is this my fault? Is there some other way that I need to learn how to help this kid regulate? And so I turn to more books. I just keep reading about different therapy techniques. Another parenting book. Okay, well maybe this thing is going to have some tactics for me. I read about different things about prayer life and not actually pray. I just kind of like to read about praying. Yeah, I think that does it. Secondly, is the problem not necessarily with what I'm doing, but how I'm doing it. Yeah, a lot of times the pressure that I put on myself is to be like a really good prayer or a really good therapist or a really good parent, instead of really just being a faithful and responsive one. I feel this kind of need to make something happen. Like if I could just be a good enough therapist or a good enough parent or a good enough prayer, then something would happen, that I would have some kind of moving experience. But maybe the question isn't so much how do I gird myself to get through into something really powerful, as much as how do I learn to just be present to what's actually going on in front of me. It's not all on me to make sure that I'm a really good prayer who has a great experience of God, to make sure that I'm a really great therapist who moves people into full recovery, and to make sure that I'm a really good parent so that my kid never has a meltdown. It becomes a matter of humility and love, and patience. I think of Christ telling us to bear our cross, and we are to bear it humbly and to bear it patiently. And maybe these things are just part of the cross that I'm called to bear. Finally, who brought me here? There's a bunch of people. Our friendship has been a very important part of my spiritual life. I'm constantly encouraged just by your example, your humility, your ability to repent. My parents, I remember just seeing my dad reading the scriptures. We had a garage that was more like a man cave. He would go hang out there, and he would read his scriptures and pray, and so I had a working example. My English teacher in high school, he's had a huge impact on me and continues to have a huge impact on me. My buddy Zach always helps me feel courageous about kind of going forward and putting one foot in front of the other in the spiritual life, even if I don't really know where that foot is going to lead. Finally, and certainly not least, but my wife. She is continually setting an example to me of what it looks like to be a faithful person. She's always encouraging me to be more consistent with my prayer, to want to do the good things of God. I'm just very grateful to have a woman in my life who takes the spiritual life so seriously and longs to see fruit happen in her own life. All right, Steve, that is all I got, and I will look forward to seeing you on Monday.